Here we are, back together again. It's time to talk about the issues at hand. You say what you say, just say what you feel. It's the door, and we're gonna keep it real. It's an open conversation. It's an open conversation.
So I'm going to introduce you to the host, starting from my left.
What's up? It's your girl Liz.
To my end.
This is Marvin, the fast lane to home ownership.
Yeah, it's you.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
My turn.
Yes.
I'm Miss Dark Child.
All that.
Oh,
And that's all you had to say. Look, it's your man, Simply
You
Jim.
starting already. Already.
that's all they get?
That's all.
Wow.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
Y'all wait for it.
The topic today
Wait
is,
for it.
the topic today that we want to discuss is raising your kids in today's society. And I want to throw it to my man, Mr. Marvin Lane, since you are a father. How do you feel about raising your kids in today's society?
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
Why?
Because they kids. They know everything. You ain't got to raise them. They raise themselves. They know everything. They know how to cook, clean. They know how to handle themselves in the street. They don't know how
That's
to pay-
slavery, Mom.
They don't know how to pay bills.
That's slavery,
They
Mom.
ain't got no job.
That's slavery, Mom.
Well,
You got your kids home. Wait a minute. Cooking and cleaning, though, Marv.
Absolutely.
What's
Shoveling snow.
you didn't clean? You didn't?
Creflo
That's how
Dollar
we did it
is
back in
starting
the day.
again.
That's how we did it back in the day. You doing the right
Harriet
thing.
Tubman.
We wiping walls and you got kids.
That's what you have kids for.
You finna go to jail.
You didn't have chores when you were growing up?
No.
Get out of here. Your mommy make you do no chores.
That's what I'm saying here, but don't let her know I said that.
Okay. All right, okay. What about you, Liz? You had chores?
Yes, I was washing dishes since I was 6. And if I couldn't reach it, you had to get on the stool. Kids today, all they about video games and running the streets and I had chores.
Okay.
A lot of chores.
See, I'm a parent of 9. I've raised 9 foster kids. I got 8 boys, 1 girl, 6 grandkids.
Okay.
And I don't like none of those kids. They tore up everything in my house. So they chores is to rebuild and pay for everything you tore up in that house. And y'all better do it the day before Mother's Day. I got 3 of the same candles. I swear they wrapped them and brought them and wrapped them and brought them. I got 3 of the same candles, but I can't find only 1 candle.
But you allowed them to tear the house up, though, right?
No, I didn't allow them. I stayed up in my room. I didn't like the
there you
kids.
go. You up in the room while they down in the living room tearing up the house, and you're not doing up or laying up in the bed, probably watching Lifetime.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Why
was
they down there
watching.
tearing the house up? So
The kids nowadays, they got cell phones, computers, driving people cars with no license. They talking to their mammy any old kind of way.
Where you get your kids from?
I look, not mine. I whip my kids in the market, and I dare somebody to say something. You want something to do? I'm beating everybody's kids. I'll beat your kids. No, I won't. Your wife here. I'm not beating your kids. I swear I'm not beating your kids. But you got to look. A lot of us work in the social service agency, and we work with kids.
Right.
These kids, how you 9 years old and got a PO? You 9 with a PO. You're not supposed to have a PO at 9. You got a probation officer at 9. You're supposed to have a babysitter at 9, not a probation officer.
what do you think is how the parents are raising those particular kids? They letting them get away with whatever they want to get away with, do what they want to do. They run the streets, don't have a curfew. Okay, half of the parents don't even know where they are.
That's true. Now, we're now starting to see the generation of the crack baby.
Right.
So a lot of what these kids are now, it's no longer ADHD.
Right.
They now want to say that our African American kids have autism. You have to be in some type of diagnosis in order for you to get services. My mom had a diagnosis. It was called a belt.
There you go.
And it worked. I knew how to sit in my seat. I knew how to stay home. I knew how to turn in my homework. But these kids now, they got ADHD, they got autism. Autism, from going from ADHD into autism, is about 12 steps in between. Now they want your kids to go from ADHD to autism so that you can have a TSS worker, some wraparound services, and everything else. So what I think it is with our kids is they have taken structure out of our communities. Remember when we grew up, we had tennis at the park, we had organized basketball,
Right.
we had organized cheerleading.
I'm from the hood. We ain't have tennis.
See, I don't know where you live. We was uptown, baby.
We didn't have
We were uptown, baby. We had stuff, free lunches and stuff. We had stuff. So they made us, yeah, we had tennis.
Where you come from?
Uptown.
What part of? Where?
Up,
Up.
up that way.
Oh, see, I was bougie.
We bougie.
Oh,
Our lawns was cut, grass.
we ain't had grass.
We had that.
Only grass we had was weed, but
See, I don't know where you live. I don't know where you live. I don't know where you live. But they had it. You had organized sports. Even double dutch at one time was a big thing. It was a sport. I mean, I came out, my clothes was in the grass. They done cut down my clothesline and used it, and the girls out front with a new
If
robe.
you had a clothesline, then you wasn't uptown.
Yeah, we
came
did.
back
What happened to the dryer?
No, in the summertime, who turns on dryers?
Exactly.
We
They want to
did.
save energy.
Well, I'm from Westville.
Yeah, they
Yeah, y'all got big
No,
rats.
we were just.
They rats got dog tags on them. They rats got a special place in Petco to get food. It's like cats, rabbits, iguana, West Philly rats. That's what they got.
But do you think that some of these parents actually need parenting skills in order to handle their kids today?
Well,
They just
wait,
need to
wait.
learn how to use a belt.
You have where our parents were a little older, there was a gap between our age. You got babies raising babies.
True.
So
True.
how can you be a parent if you still trying to be in the club, or you trying to be friends, or you look as young as your teenager, and like, so it's kids raising kids to me. That's what I see. I seen a
Okay.
girl who she couldn't have been no more than 24. She had like 3 kids. I mean, stair steps.
Creflo got that
She
many
probably
kids.
was younger than that.
What's with this Creflo?
Creflo got that
Don't
many
start that
kids.
Creflo
I'm not even talking to him. He got that many kids.
We
Don't
gonna
he,
go
Marv?
find the
How many
Underground
kids
Railroad
you
for
got,
Eric
Marv?
Chapman
Marv, how many kids? How many kids you got this on? How many?
Swingo.
See, he don't even want to tell us. See?
Excuse me?
Nothing.
Yeah.
You look nice today, by the way.
Thank you, don't I?
Yes, nice, every day.
Can y'all
To be
focus?
on the level
Focus.
GQ?
Focus.
To be on GQ.
Focus.
Liz, stop hating.
Hate on what? You
We
are
did
GQ.
you say? Oh,
Focus.
thank you. Thank you.
Back to the topic. Thank you.
You
Jeez.
do look nice today.
Thank you. So how you handle these 9 kids?
None of them. I handled them outside in the lawn. But we need, and Liz was right, kids raising kids. 14-year-old just had a baby. What possibly can a 14-year-old teach a newborn? She don't know nothing herself.
Nothing. She's gonna push that baby off on her mother
Or her grandmother.
and she's gonna still go outside and want to hang and want to party and be with her friends. So now you got the parents and the grandparents raising kids when their time is already expired and they should be living their life
He said
and
expired.
travel. Expired to the extent where they should be enjoying life now, not raising somebody else's kids because you had to go out there and have sex and have a job.
See, that's the thing with the having sex thing. When you turned up pregnant 14 back in our day, you just disappeared.
Yup.
You was down south, wasn't you?
You sure
You
did
was
get
down south. That was it. Nobody ever saw you again. Nothing. You went from the clinic
And when you
pregnant
came
to the airplane. Bye. When you came back, you was 45. You had 12 kids and a grandkid. They asked
Girl,
you what
where you
happened to
been?
you. They said Whitney got to me. You done came up with a story about drugs. Talking about this my little niece right here. No, that's your daughter. Stop raising people, kids, but that's what they do. Back in our day,
Right.
no, pregnant, have a kid, 14, poop.
Oh, now you can go to school. They
You
got a
was
special
gone.
school for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the baby down in the basement, and no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
This
old
is
days.
crazy.
Yeah, you know, the daycare center is always in the basement of the building.
We ain't have daycare.
No, we didn't have
Why
nothing.
did
They
you grow up
disappeared.
at?
They went down south. That's why down south everybody
Oh, you
related
in
to
the school.
everybody.
Okay, I was like, yeah.
Ain't that the truth? That's why down south everybody related to everybody. Everybody is related to everybody
Why?
because they shipped them off.
And they say things like everybody.
Everybody. They went, gone, boom, gone. Never see you again. Next time we see you, you in a yearbook or something.
So if you got girls, right?
One.
One.
Yeah,
Jesus
she had
knew
all
I only needed one.
Okay.
He knew it.
How old is she?
She too old for me to tell you any more of my business. What? She too old.
So if she turned up pregnant,
Whoop, down south.
You got
She
family
gone.
down south?
I know, but I
She
make
going
some.
down.
She moving with somebody. You know them down south people see you coming and go, oh, don't she look like Uncle Willie? Yep, that's Willie's daughter.
Yeah.
Before they get a birth certificate and know it's wrong, she had to cook out. She had the family reunion dance and whatever. Dance with them people. They your relatives. You don't even know these people.
okay.
So I don't care. She just would have disappeared.
Alright.
God knew
So,
I only need one and
What
good.
if one of your sons come home, Marvin, and tell you, Dad, I got somebody pregnant?
Your wife is out there. You better answer that right.
Oh, he taking off the glasses.
If my child come home and tell me they got somebody pregnant,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
wow. Well, my oldest is 19, so he be getting out.
Okay.
Got to go.
Never mind down south. He just getting out.
Well, see, here's my thing. When you old enough to make a baby, you got to be old enough to take care of a baby. Period. Is nothing in between.
Right.
When we had our kids, we was 21 and 19.
Mm.
That's when my little one was. My first one was born. He's
Okay.
6 feet tall. So if you can make babies now, you got to go. You got to get you a job. You got to man up. You have officially stepped into the world of an adult.
But they're not bringing the baby to your house.
Doesn't matter. If you under my roof, ain't no babies. When you out on your own, you do what you want.
Okay.
However, when you have a baby, understand something. We raised ours. So I'm not a babysitter. You can come, you can visit, but when you leave,
That baby going with you.
that child got to go. Because ain't no extra rooms in my house.
No, me either. Take a winch. Don't leave nothing behind. You're not coming back.
What I want to know.
Stay on the porch.
What you said to Marvin just now was the baby's not staying at your house.
Not to here.
Where they staying at?
Wherever the mama lay her head. Papa was a rolling
Why they
stone.
gotta stay?
Roll
Why
on.
they gotta stay with the mom?
Roll on. We talk on the front porch. I come out like, hey, that my grandbaby newborn. Nice. Go. Go. You can't come in here. No. You raising my bills. Your child raising their voice. You raising your voice. I know.
So
Marvin,
let me
tell
ask
us
you a
about the
question.
16-year-old.
Your child.
He not to make me go there.
This got one for you.
Listen.
I want to
so
know
you-
about his 16-year-old. If the
16-year-old
16-year-old,
can't.
what about him? Now we already
What you
know.
gonna take off
We
next
already
to
know
his
about the
next
19. 19-year-old can't stay. What happens to the Marv? Your wife is out there. What happens to the 16-year-old? Your wife is out there. How many years y'all been together?
22,
22 years. That's how many years y'all been together. How many years you been married?
14.
14 years married. Give him a round of applause. 14 years. What you about to say? If she don't agree, this whole stage is coming down. What you finna do with her baby? I don't give a damn how old it is. That's her baby.
If he come home and
Let me
say,
move over.
listen,
I seen her throw some shit. I seen it before.
first off, my child ain't gonna come home telling me he got nobody pregnant.
They gonna call you? Send him a text.
Two, second, he's in the 12th grade.
Okay.
So,
He's 16. Her baby.
I don't give, listen,
Mm-hmm.
listen,
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn who baby.
It's hers.
When you make a baby, you ain't no longer a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You grown up.
Okay.
So you got to go get a job.
Mm-hmm.
You still go to school,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to get a job.
Okay. He gotta leave too?
Absolutely.
He's
I don't
16.
give a damn.
Your shit gonna be on the pavement tonight. Next time.
Listen,
She putting him out. You ain't gonna throw her baby out. That's her baby.
his
But
grandmother
she
like
might feel the
kids.
same way. She might, I mean,
Where is she?
Their grandmother like kids.
Where is she?
She back there,
Where is
so she back there.
Do
Waving
you feel the
off.
same way? Yes or no? Yes or no?
That's your baby.
My baby is 17.
How you don't know the age of your child?
Does he have to go with what?
He's not coming home with no babies. That's all we gonna
He
say.
said, "That's all we gotta
All
say."
right.
He just ain't coming home with one. He gonna leave it outside.
Incorporated.
but I'm sure y'all court your sons.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if you're going to do it, use protection. So a lot of kids don't have that.
If you're going to do it, few things. See, I teach my kids, and I've been telling them, listen, two things going to happen when you turn 18. One, we going to a strip club, because I need to make sure we going to be straight. Two, I give them videos. Go watch this, come back, and I'm going to give you a book report. I need
You
to
know
know.
what?
Because I need to make sure they going to be on their job. See, I'm about to help somebody's daughter out there.
This man,
I ain't got nothing to say.
you got to raise them kids a little better than
We,
that.
listen,
He said,
they're going to be well trained. Absolutely.
train. We
Absolutely.
train animals, not kids, Mark.
Listen, when they step out
Some of these
there,
kids nowadays need some training.
they
Yeah, they
gonna
do.
be stars.
Home training and everything.
I be
else.
like walking around, I be like girls with bras on up to here, they like 12. I'm like, what is going on?
You know, you see
I
the
couldn't
ones
go
that
outside like
that
that.
that walk across the street and be texting and don't ever look up.
Well, I see grown-ups that do
Yeah.
Hit them,
that.
keep
Yeah.
going.
There's a lot of
Just
grown
hit
ups like
them. You get one a year. Hit them, keep moving. They don't know who hit you. They looking down anyway. Boom. They'll just keep going down. Boom, and they'll roll. Just keep it moving.
So, but seriously, do you think it was easier for our parents to raise us when we were growing up as versus like today's society? And
Yes.
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 My child
And
wouldn't
I'll
tell you that.
Yes.
I'll tell you why, because we have respect for our parents.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
We also had other parents in the community who also looked out for us, who if they caught you doing something wrong, would check you.
They take
And
a
then
whole
by
village.
the time you got home,
The whole
your
neighborhood
mother
was
or your
raised
father
by
already knew, so they were going to check you too. Okay, I am something years old, and I still I still don't curse in front of my mother, which today will be G-rated for me. So I still don't curse in front of my mother. I still don't drink in front of my mother because that's the respect that I have for her.
So that's why you was sipping in the back in the corner.
It wasn't in front of her.
Okay, that's right. That was
But-
technically that was behind
We're
you.
gonna go to a commercial break and then we'll come back with that thought. So just hold it.
Baby, you are the one, my only angel. When I'm alone, your name just rings a bell. You make me wanna leave it, seeking wherever you are, yeah. 'Cause I'm in love with you, girl. You're the key to my heart. Girl, you are the one I've been looking for. Looking for. You are the
Back from commercial break. So, what? Don't even say it.
We ain't go nowhere.
We went to pay some bills. You ain't going nowhere. Skip, what was you saying before we went to commercial break?
Well, here's my take on our youth today. And I'm speaking because I used to work in a jail. And when I worked in the jail, I worked with adults, I work with juveniles, I work with all types of offenders. The one problem that I seen with the kids that would come through was they had no direction. The parents wasn't raising them. The fathers usually wasn't in their lives. And they just were wild because they were being raised by the streets. I once had an incident where I had a guy that turned 18. So he went from the juvenile population, which couldn't mix with general population, and for his birthday, he got to come to the MAC side of the jail. Well, on the MAC side of the jail was his dad, on the same block. The odd thing was, but it wasn't so odd, was they act just alike. So here you have a 18-year-old boy whose dad was 35, and both of them act like fools. Both of them really had no respect for themselves nor anybody else. The harsh reality was the son was in there for murdering a cab driver. So even though his dad had been coming in and out of jail his whole life, and he's probably there now, his son probably will never come home. And the reason that he'll probably never come home was because he only knew of his dad and he idolized his dad, but he didn't understand the consequences of his act. He thought it was funny. You know, he thought it was funny. He figured, well, you know what? It is what it is. And the harsh reality of it was he didn't understand until he got sentenced to life in prison that this is not a game anymore. You know, and I can still remember that day because he said to me, he said, Lane, I got life. I don't know what to do because I'm just a boy. I've never even dated yet. But the sad thing was his dad told him, well, that's what you get. You should have knew better. But how is he going to know better when he's following in the father's footsteps?
Well, a lot of that is very prevalent in our communities. We do see generations coming through our penal systems, a part of our social service agencies. It's sad when you go to some of these agencies and say, I had his brother, I had his sister, his cousin was here 3 or 4 years ago. It's a sad turn of events. But in our days, Catholic schools and private schools was a lot cheaper than they are now. Single mothers were very strong. Not to take away from any of the single mothers today, but single mothers back then were strong mothers. They could raise an entire village by themselves.
Well,
we don't
they knew
see
it was
that.
important to work and take care and push education on their kids, not try to party with their kids, or
And
they
be
still want to
friends with their
hang
kids.
out, or
Right,
they
right,
smoking
right, right.
weed in the house, and the kids are
Right.
like, they-
Going to the same parties together.
Our mothers, my mom was 14 when she had me. I didn't follow in that same footstep, thank God, neither did my sister. You know, but my dad took me from my mom and made sure that I was raised in a 2-parent household.
Oh, so you didn't go down south?
I did, but just for the summer.
Oh, for the summer.
But not for because I was pregnant. Ain't no babies of mine down south. So,
You
but
got a thing about down south?
Yeah, let me tell you about down south.
that is true though. That's what they did.
That's what they
say.
did.
I know, but I mean,
But
she
my
keeps
thing,
saying
with
it like.
my thing with the down south is this. I'm city folk. I'm city folk to the heart. The worst thing you can do to a kid, not the worst, but next to the
Is
worst
send them
thing,
down
is
south.
send them down
Yes.
south.
Why?
For the summer.
A city child?
Listen, a city
No,
child. Listen,
no,
wait, let me
go
tell
ahead,
you.
go
Wait,
ahead,
let
go
me tell you.
ahead.
Up here,
Yeah.
up north,
Mm-hmm.
you go in the store, you get bread. You go in the sneaker store, you get sneakers. You go to the shoe store, you get shoe store. You go to the meat man, you get meat. Down south, all that is in one store and one item. My aunt said, I'm taking you to get some sneakers. I'm in this market. I want to hurry up and get out this market. We go to the end of the aisle on this carousel. It's sneakers. She take a pair of sneakers off the rack that's hanging on a hanger. Put it up to my foot. That's your size. That's the size I wore all summer. You don't do that to city kids. Everything you can get out of Piggly Wiggly.
That was
Wait,
okay.
wait.
Okay, I'm not Piggly
Okay, but wait.
Okay, we hopped on the trailway
Wait.
every summer.
I
and
got,
went
wait,
down
it
south
don't end there.
and enjoyed
It didn't end there. All summer, I got up and I played with this chicken. I named this chicken.
Here we
I
go
gave
with
this
the
It
chicken
was dinner
name.
one night, wasn't it?
I combed the chicken hair. I did everything you could do to this chicken.
Did it taste good?
The chicken.
Did it taste good?
Here come August the 29th. Mommy coming to take all the kids back. I get up and run outside to see the chicken. Ain't no chicken there.
It's in your bag.
Guess what we had for dinner?
Chicken.
I said, was it good?
It was chicken.
Yeah.
You don't do that. That was my pet. You don't let me play 30, 40, 60 days with no chicken and then he gonna say it ran away.
No, you had to get
Where did it
you
go?
had to get the chicken fat so y'all could eat it.
Ooh, that was the chicken.
Yeah, it was good.
You
wasn't
don't do that.
it? Yeah.
You don't do it to
Anyway,
us.
focus, baby.
Yeah, well,
She wanted to
yeah,
about
yeah.
that chicken.
We
Anyway,
emotional.
we went down south every summer. We hopped on trailways, me and my brother. We went down south and we enjoyed ourselves. We look forward to going down.
I look forward to it too, but I never
Okay.
went back.
All right. So this,
So why did y'all go down south like this?
Because-
y'all out of trouble or?
well, no.
Yes,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
Stay out of
that's
that
the
summer
thing.
trouble. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Whatever.
Putting that
We went-
weasel
we-
where it didn't belong.
We went down south to
You wasn't making her no grandma.
spend time with our other cousins that lived down there. Spend time with my
Them
grandmother.
wasn't your cousins.
And my grandfather. And
You thought they
enjoyed
was your
ourselves.
cousins.
To get away from the riffraff and everything that was going on back here in the city. So we didn't get caught up with the gangs. We didn't get caught up with the drugs and stuff like that. All of my mother's kids are drug free. None of us ever had any drug problems. Okay? All of us. Okay? So my mother did a fantastic job in raising us. And then my stepfather came along and he helped. Stop tapping me.
Your
And
mama
he
out
helped.
there.
Yes, she is. That's why I'm keeping it clean.
Them ain't your relatives. Them wasn't your relatives. She gonna tell you at commercial break. She didn't even know them people.
That's okay. We still had a good time.
Okay.
And we learned
Don't call 'em.
we learned how to pick cotton. We learned how to pick
Cotton?
blueberries.
Oh,
yeah, we did.
oh.
How old do I look?
We ain't pick no
point is-
cotton.
It had nothing to do with it.
the
You was
point is,
picking cotton,
the
no
point
homo.
is, I still look good.
Okay.
That's the point.
But we ain't pick no
However
cotton.
old I am.
Whatever.
However old I
You
am.
was picking cotton.
Yes, I
Cotton?
am. Yes. What's the problem?
How old are you?
No.
However old I am, I look good for it.
They wasn't your
That's not
relatives.
the question.
Well, we're not even going to answer that. So moving right
Focus,
along.
back on what
Yeah,
happened.
moving right
Cotton.
along.
Kids are just hard to raise now.
You know what's wrong with
Why
kids?
though? Why?
Why?
Why you say that?
Because they start smoking weed at 8.
No, see,
They do.
This
I'm not
was
lying.
wrong.
They smoke
Yeah.
weed at 8.
Yeah.
These kids,
Yeah.
I got 15. I got the youngest is 9, all the way up to 15. These 9-year-olds say, I've been smoking weed for like a year. Where you get the weed from? Daddy left it in the ashtray and I smoked it. They smoking weed at 9. I'm not lying.
No,
These
I believe,
kids is
I believe
crazy.
you. I believe that.
You see the little boy went to school the other day on the news. He had a pocket full of weed and a pocket full of money. Where you thought he got it from? From his daddy.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
and
sure.
the daddy lit up, he lit
But
up.
again, that's bad parenting.
Bad
it
parenting.
starts with the parents.
You wouldn't have never, some of us mothers smoke. My mom smoked, but I never seen her smoke because she didn't
But you know
smoke
what? I
around
was
us.
going to say that. My dad grew it, smoked it all my
No,
life.
she didn't. My mama didn't. Hold up, my
In the
mama didn't
basement,
smoke
I'm
that.
just saying.
Not that. Cigarettes. She didn't smoke that.
She just smoked
No,
one.
she
Seriously.
didn't smoke
My
that.
dad smoked weed all of my life.
He
And
did,
I
she
never
did.
touched his weed. I know he had plants growing in the basement. But, jeez.
This is a federal crime, this show is. We all finna go to jail. Accessory.
I say my dad. I ain't no accessory to nothing. I
know
was
you.
young. I was a youngin'. But I knew enough not to touch it or, you know what I mean? Like, now, but he didn't sit there smoking with me or smoking in front of me or have his friends all up in,
Did
like,
you
he
little
didn't
shotgun?
do all that. Yeah, none of that happened, you know what I mean? I knew what it was because, you know, I knew.
It smell funny.
Yeah, exactly.
You act a little funny after he smoked.
But it was never done in front of me, and you know, the most I seen was, you know, Uncle Charlie getting drunk at Thanksgiving. You know, we
And
all
shut
had
it
one
down?
of them. Yeah, shut everything down.
Uncle
exactly.
Charlie shut it down. Y'all got Uncle Charlie. He's shutting it down. He the one to come tell you the twins, one of them ain't yours.
So, okay, so getting back to the topic. So what do you do when you see kids being disrespectful?
Beat 'em.
Even if it's someone else's, because first thing they're gonna
Beat
do is
'em.
come run out the house and say,
Don't
"Why
touch
did
my
you touch
kid."
my kid?"
You right.
and all this.
Well, you know what?
Beat them too.
Thank you. Because some of these adults, and they're adults by age, still need a beat.
We're here.
You know, they still need the
Guys.
belt put to them.
Hmm.
Because they want to be friends with the kids.
Right.
I'm sorry. I got a belt with my kid's name on it.
Mm.
It's a thick leather belt
Capital letters, lowercase.
and capital.
That's right.
And the reason my 19-year-old got a beating in 12th grade
How many years ago was that?
last year.
You going to jail?
Absolutely. Guess what?
Child
What?
abuse.
He all right though.
They screaming now, don't they?
Yeah, they do
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let me
I
tell
put.
you.
And look, I hand you the phone, call him, but I'm gonna get you.
When
from
I
the
was
kid.
that's what
Get
I
them
was
before they
told.
get here.
What?
Mhm.
You want
Like
to call
you gonna call
somebody?
somebody.
Yeah, call him.
But see, I'm like you, right?
You'll be
I
on the
recall
phone.
once me and my daughter, one of my daughters was having a conversation, and she said to me, she said, because I was scolding her about something.
Scolding. What do black people scold? He got all educated for the show. You say
I'm trying to keep it clean.
You can say beat up, chastise.
Look,
When do we say
anyway.
I scold?
Anyway, my daughter Satonia was acting up, and she turned to me and she said, "I'm not."
Wait a minute, what's her name?
Satonia.
Shit on you?
Yeah.
He need his body.
Yeah, here you go. Anyway, she said, "I'm not your friend," and my exact words to her, "No, we're not friends, and I will never be your friend. I'm your dad, and I will always be your dad."
Absolutely.
Cut and dry, nothing else. We will never be friends. I will always be your dad, and that's what we're gonna keep it at.
Okay.
So let me ask you the same question you asked Marvin.
What's that?
So if your daughter, how old is she?
The one we talking about, Satonia?
She's just trying to find out your age.
23.
She too
He
old.
was picking cotton. I ain't even trying to figure out his age. Whatever. She's 23.
Yes.
Don't you
Younger.
have a teen? Yeah, don't you have a younger
I got
one?
one that's 13.
So if she came home and told you she was pregnant,
We got a problem. We got all kinds of problems.
don't get all Billy bad boy.
I'm not getting Billy
just
Bad.
serious. I really want to know what are you going? What would you do?
We're gonna have a problem, and in fact, her birthday is next month. She'll be 13, and we're gonna sit down. We're gonna have a serious talk because we have a game plan planned out. She wants to be a doctor, and I'm gonna make sure she stays on path and she succeeds at being that doctor. And nothing's gonna deter me or her from having that happen.
So would you
So
push
how-
down the steps?
No, I wouldn't push her down the steps, but
She just
there's
go down south.
there's gonna be some problems. And trust me, who anybody comes sniffing around, it's like I just put
He said
recently
sniffing.
up on Facebook.
We gotta go to
I
commercial.
don't. We gotta go to commercial.
Yes, we do.
Okay, we're going to commercial and we come back.
Okay.
After we push Tony daughter down the steps.
Whatever it's called, this is what happened.
I just
And
said it.
I put on there, I'm putting everybody on notice, guys as well as chicks. Sniff around
Got
mine,
it.
and it's gonna be a problem. Cut and dry. Not taking nothing short. I will go to jail for mine. So you can sniff if you want. It's gonna be a problem.
Here we are, back together again. It's time to talk about the issues at hand. You say what you say, just say what you feel. It's the door, and we're gonna keep it real. It's an open conversation. It's an open conversation.